Welcome back to the News Belt, and we now start with our first story. As the lifeless body of a man believed to be in his 40s was retrieved from the Susan River in Oforikrom in the Ashanti region after a downpour Tuesday evening. Now, the unidentified man was found dead by residents in the morning of Wednesday after he was reportedly swept away by the floodwaters. There's more in this report.
Residents living along the banks of the Susan River at Kingsdown, a suburb in the Oforikrom municipality, were greeted with the sight of a lifeless body. The body was found partially submerged and floating on the river. The residents believe the unidentified man drowned after he was seen in the enclave utterly intoxicated before the heavy rains. Some residents say they saw him tipsy before his death. The National Disaster Management Organization in the area retrieved the body from the stream and has since been deposited at the morgue. An autopsy is yet to be conducted to ascertain the cause of the death. This is the second time something like this has happened. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel.
Now, moving on from there, the National Intelligence Bureau is still on the hunt for 3 key suspects linked to a massive cocaine seizure in March. On Wednesday, the NIB, in compliance with a court directive, conducted tests on the over 3-ton consignment at its Accra headquarters. Now, the testing is part of the ongoing efforts at prosecuting those involved before the narcotics are destroyed later this month. There's more in this report.
The National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, has supervised the inspection and testing of over 3,300 kilograms of suspected cocaine at its Accra headquarters. The process was carried out in compliance with the court order in the ongoing trial of 3 suspects, Isaac Kwaku, Kenneth Kobina, and Mauku Kudufia, who face narcotics-related charges. In the presence of the judge, state attorneys, defense lawyers and technical experts, samples of the seized substance underwent testing, including the cobalt thiocyanate test, which yielded a presumptive positive result. Further laboratory analysis by the Ghana Standards Authority confirmed the substance to be cocaine hydrochloride. The narcotics, valued at over $350 million, were intercepted in March at Pedu Junction in the Central Region, concealed under sand in a tipper truck bound for Accra. Per court directive, the exhibits will be destroyed on June 20 at Bondase. Meanwhile, a manhunt is underway for 3 other suspects who remain at large: Kellyan Julian Mensah, Jefflian Kwejo Into, and Charles Hagan. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Now, the West African Examinations Council has raised alarm over rising incidents of examination malpractices in Ghana, identifying the Bono East and Ahafo regions as major hotspots. Now, according to the council, over 18,000 students from these 3 regions were implicated in various forms of exam misconduct during the 2023 academic year. There's more in this report.
Speaking at a stakeholder engagement forum, head of humanities at WAEC, Daniel Nidodu, disclosed that exam malpractice is becoming increasingly worrying and requires urgent intervention. He added that while the Bono East and Ahafo regions topped the malpractice chart, the Ashanti region was not far behind, recording similarly high levels of infractions during the examination.
Bono East and Ahafo regions had the highest number of candidates involved in malpractice, 18,504 in 2023. And I'm giving you a hint that 2024 trend analysis will not be anything different. It will even hit a higher note. Ashanti region showed significant malpractice involvement, and that is 17,633 in 2023. The Central region recorded the lowest percentage of candidates involved relative to their total number of candidates who sat for the exam. Trends in malpractice.
The council cited the most common forms of cheating to include smuggling of foreign materials into exam halls, impersonation, and collusion between candidates.
The council has observed the following trends in examination malpractices: the surge in the number of Telegram and WhatsApp platforms trading questions and answers to questions of ongoing examinations, use of electronic communication devices such as phones and tablets to cheat in examinations, sourcing answers from AI platforms during examinations, photocopying of responses to questions and circulating same to the candidates, using projectors to project answers on the board for the candidates to copy, dictating answers to candidates in the examination halls, invigilators looking the other way while candidates copy, leading to incidents of collusion, inadequate searching of candidates before entry into the examination hall, thereby allowing candidates into the examination hall with foreign material.
In light of these findings, WAEC is calling for enhanced collaboration among key stakeholders, including the Ghana Education Service, the Ministry of Education, school heads, teachers, and local authorities. The examination body emphasized that not only a united front can effectively address and reduce the prevalence of examination malpractice in the country.
Now, the registrar of the Takoradi Technical University, Professor Moses McLean Abnori, has urged newly sworn-in TUTAG executives to factor in the university's sustainability when negotiating conditions of service. At the ceremony, the new leaders committed to advancing academic excellence, unity, and members' welfare.
The newly sworn-in executive, led by Professor Frederick Boachiyi-Adom, pledged to champion the professional welfare of members while fostering unity and supporting the university's academic vision. He called on government to prioritize technical education by providing practical training tools and ensuring timely disbursement of books and research allowance.
We believe that TUTAG has a unique role to play, not only in shaping the future of our technical university, but also in contributing meaningfully to national development. Our vision, therefore, is to ensure that every member of this association is empowered with necessary resources, support system, and opportunity to succeed and make a difference. I would like to express our appreciation to the government for their continued support of technical education. However, we humbly request that the government prioritize technical education. 1, providing necessary tools and materials to enhance practical training. 2, ensuring timely payment of book and research allowance. Let us unite our strength, share our ideas, and work together to move TUTAG to greater heights. The success of this association does not rest on the shoulders of the few, but on the collective effort of all its members. Let us remain guided by our shared values and by our unwavering belief in the power of education, unity, and service.
Registrar of the Takoradi Technical University, Professor Moses McLean Abnori, praised TUTAG for consistently holding management accountable and urged continued collaboration for institutional growth.
Let's stay on the matter of education, as the Deputy Get Fund Administrator, Alhassan Swalihu Dandawa, has criticized the former Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration for neglecting vital educational infrastructure. Now, during a tour of abandoned projects as the SDD UBITS in WA, he lamented the focus on renaming universities over completing facilities crucial for teaching and learning. Joy News' Rafiq Salam now reports.
The Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, before the year 2017, had awarded contracts for infrastructure projects in tertiary institutions across the country. More than 15 years after the start of these 10 key state-of-the-art projects, they are yet to be completed. Some have been abandoned by the contractors and overtaken by high-rising weeds entries. Majority of these toll projects in the Upper West region are at the Simon Diodondombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, SDD Yobits, and the Dr. Helen Mann Technical University. The oldest of these projects at SDD Yobits is the multi-purpose library complex that was started by the Professor John Atamil's administration in 2010. Before the year 2017, construction of the project has reached advanced stage of completion but was subsequently abandoned in the succeeding years. Another is this huge giant 600-bed capacity girls hostel, which was started in 2012 and expected to be completed in 2015, have now been abandoned for 10 years after it was partly roofed and plastered. There are a couple of other projects that construction stalled for 8 years. Construction works on some of these projects have however resumed the last few years, but at a snail's pace. The administrator of Get Fund, Paul Ajay, deeply concerned about the maze of abandoned uncompleted projects across the country, said the project team, led by Deputy Administrator Alasan Saliu Dondawa, in motion to visit the affected institutions to abreast themselves with the current state of the projects with a view for urgent actions to be taken to complete them.
We have developed a strategy that we are not going to sit in Accra and be looking at pictures. We'll go over there, see what is real, so that we can find ways and means to complete it. So I want to assure you that our coming here is going to be a blessing.
A visible worried Alasan Dandawa took a dig at the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration for failing to complete any of the projects that were started by the previous John Atamil's and Mahama administrations. What they however did at their best is to change the name of the university to a little-known party apparatchik.
So for me, as what I have come to see, I will go back and then tell my administrator, what they told you about Dombo is true. 8 years, not a single new project. 8 years, the project Get Fund started, which would have changed the entire face of the school. It's not completed. Even I tell people, even Mr. Rafiq Salam, when you go to the net and then Google, he's even more popular than Dombo. So if you get a whole and even name after him, it is better because he has, done better than whom you have gone to name. You claim Mukhtar Honorable Sunun started it. Have you named a hall after him?
Now, at the Cape Coast Metro's first COHBS conference, Central Regional Education Director Dr. Juliette Duffier-Otami praised head teachers for their leadership in shaping basic education. She urged them to foster collaboration and teamwork to boost inclusive learning. Abigail Essel-Nkrumah reports.
The first quadrennial conference of heads of basic schools, CORPS, is on the theme Transforming Schools, Touching Lives, the Role of Head Teachers in this 21st Century. At the conference of the Cape Coast Metro chapter, the Central Regional Director of Education, Dr. Juliette Duffier-Otami, lauded head teachers for their critical role in inclusive education.
As heads of basic schools in Cape Coast Metropolis, you are playing a key role in making sure that no child is left behind in education. You are also helping to shape the future of our children in our country. Your efforts are not going unnoticed, and I say kudos to you for how far you've raised GES. Dear head teachers, the success of your schools largely depends on you. Your leadership sets the tone for learning, discipline, and growth. A strong leader brings out the best in their staff and students.
Professor Rosemary Sewabosu of the Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, IEPA, noted the transformation of education in the 21st century.
What we have to note is that education has changed and is no longer what it used to be 20 or 10 years ago. The 21st century has brought about new challenges as well as opportunities. You see that we have technology.
Now, residents in Akroso Esukwao in the Kratchi East municipality of the Oti region are calling on the Ghana Highways Authority to attend to the steel bridge linking Kratchi East to at least 3 districts in that region. Now, the concrete works on the bridge are wearing off, leaving iron rods exposed, with a rough surface on the bridge becoming smooth, posing a danger to road users. Peter Senu has more in this report.
This steel bridge is located at Akroso Asokoko in the Krachi East municipality. It links Biakuye, Guan and Kejibi districts, and also the Jasikan municipality to the regional capital, Dambaye, and beyond. This is also the stretch that links the national capital to the northern parts of Ghana. Any structural defects to this steel bridge would mean vehicles would have to sacrifice longer mileage through Nkwanta South municipality to the regional capital, which would also mean extra cost to goods and services. This is the fear and concern for residents in and around Asokoko. This is how dangerous one of the ends of the bridge looks like, with many heavy-duty trucks using it on daily basis. The chief for the area, Nana Odamjemfi, who is also the paramount chief of Akroso Traditional Council, wants some action taken to rehabilitate the over 30-year-old bridge. He describes the state of the bridge as a death trap.
Bridge Asokoko Nsuno Adani death trap. 1970. President Rawlings' time, NIB constructed a bridge.
This bridge over River Sokoko was constructed in 1970, and since then till now, it has not seen any maintenance. It has become a death trap. The noise when vehicles pass is unbearable, especially at night. The rough surface has also become very smooth. It becomes slippery when rain falls. This has led to several accidents when drivers try to apply their brakes on it. We are appealing to government to take some actions on the bridge for us. If not, we are cut off when the unfortunate happens. Nelson Jabab is the MP for Krachi East constituency, where the bridge is located. His fears are that any damage to this bridge would mean distraction to movement of goods and services even within the Oti region.
In fact, what we have seen of late is that the boat and not
We apologize for the poor quality of the sound in that video. To our next story now. As millions of Muslims converge in Mecca to observe Hajj, there's another pilgrimage in Mecca open all year round. Umrah, that few truly understand. Joy News' Anas Sabit performed the sacred journey, guided by Ghanaian scholar Dr. Hadir Abdallah, who calls it Islam's best-kept secret for transformation. Anas discovered how its 5 simple pillars could erase sins, rebuild lives, and connect believers directly to Prophet Muhammad's footsteps. Now, his full report, revealing why Dr. Hadir urges Muslims to embark on this journey, is next.
Every year, millions converge on Mecca for Hajj, one of Islam's sacred pillars. But there is another pilgrimage flowing year-round, less known perhaps, but brimming with profound significance. Umrah, the lesser pilgrimage. I am Anas Sabit, and I didn't just come to report on Umrah, I came to experience it. The entire journey begins here at Miqat, not with crowds, but with intentions. The simple white clothes is what is referred to as the ihram. It is more than a clothing. It is a state of mind. It strips away worldly distinctions, marking the start of Umrah. Dr. Al-Hadir Abdallah Ismail is a Ghanaian PhD graduate in Quranic tonation at the Islamic University of Medina. He shares with us more about this journey.
When we talk about Umrah, it simply means to visit this house, which is Kaaba, to perform the worship by circumambulating the Kaaba. And Prophet ﷺ was the first person to do that in Islam, and it has been a major worship that Muslims do come here to worship Allah.
Just like Hajj, Umrah is built on some 5 essential acts, beginning with this pure intention.
The Umrah simply means to do 5 things. First of all, to take the intention from the miqat. And when you reach here, you circumambulate the Kaaba, which is the tawaf. You did it 7 times. After the tawaf, you will do 2 rak'at. And after you finish that, you have to go to Safa and Marwa and do the Safa and Marwa 7 times. And the last one is cutting down your hair. So when you do these 5 things, it means you did the Umrah.
The second pillar of Umrah is the Sa'i, 7 rounds between Safa and Marwa, retracing Hagar's desperate search of water for her son. Dr. Hader tells us more.
The origination of the Safa and Marwa is going back to when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Ibrahim to come and build this honorable house. He came along with his wife Hajar. And when he was going back to where he came from, he asked Hajar to stay here. So when she needs water, she was going up and down searching for water. This is where we got the Safa and Marwa. And later on, she find the water of Zamzam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought. And till now, we are benefiting from that water and Marwa. So what Hajar did when she was searching for the water was what we call Safa and Marwa.
But why undertake this journey? Dr. Hader didn't just explain. He ignited a fire. Let me share his wisdom. First, he says Umrah erases sins like a reset button for the soul. And 2, it battles poverty as Allah enriches those who seek him first.
Prophet ﷺ said, whoever came to do the Hajj, the past sin he did will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
He, however, has an advice to Ghanaians and people watching from around the world.
So I will advise them and urge them to give it a try. You just try your best to come here, and inshallah, you will remember what we are telling you.
Today, I circled an ancient stone, ran where a mother ran for her son, and stood where prophets prayed. Dr. Al-Hader is right. Umrah isn't lesser. It is a lifeline, a journey.
Well, from the Umrah, let's head into the sphere of business up next. Welcome to our business updates. Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has warned that businesses may increase the prices of goods if the recently introduced 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy impacts their operational costs. Now, although the Minister of Finance assured that the levy wouldn't affect ex-pump fuel prices due to the cedi's strong performance, stakeholders are concerned about potential ripple effects on transport, fares and food prices. Mark Bedu-Abwaje is the CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
These temporary taxes should not be. And already, if you look at the build-up for petroleum prices, there are a number of about 17 or so different levies and taxes. So if you're going to add another, it is important that the people also get to know. As I said earlier, we are not against it. We are of the opinion that at least the rate should have been a bit lower so that we can at least enjoy the benefit of this appreciation that we have a lower prices now. Because we are all expecting that once prices, petroleum products, once they go down, then the fares will also go down. Those who are transporting goods, now they will also be charging and the prices will go down. Now we are all asking that prices should go down. If you keep on introducing a new level of taxes and levies, you don't expect that the prices will immediately go down. So that's what we are asking for. So now I think they should give us some relief. If they really want prices to go down, they should give us some relief. We don't expect that immediately they will increase or introduce new levies and expecting that prices will go down. Business obviously will add up once it increases their cost of production. This is specific. So they should use it for its intended purpose to support the energy sector. We need efficient, reliable and sustainable supply of electricity for our business. Probably that is the main reason why we are supporting it. The main reason why we're also calling on other people to support it, so that we don't have the doomsday that we have experienced over the years, because it's definitely killing businesses. A lot of businesses that collapse under the doom, so we're not able to come back, and we don't want that. So once it is intended for that, we don't have to use it for any other thing. And we also expect regular accountability. that they should regularly be informing us that this is how much we have generated from this levy. This is what we have used it for, so that all of us will be comfortable when we are paying.
Now, as global financial volatility intensifies, African countries, including Ghana, are being encouraged to deepen their local debt markets to reduce reliance on costly foreign borrowing and protect their economies from external shocks. Moody's global head of sovereign risk, Marie Diron, says building strong liquid local currency markets is now critical to fiscal stability. There's more in this Business Desk report.
In an era of rising global financial uncertainty, African nations are being encouraged to build stronger, more resilient local debt markets. Moody's global head of sovereign risk, Marie Diron, has stressed the importance of developing deep and liquid local currency bond markets to protect economies from external shocks and reduce dependence on expensive foreign borrowing. For Ghana, this advice is particularly relevant. The country has been grappling with a significant public debt burden, which stood at around 55% of GDP as of March 2025. This is according to the data from the Bank of Ghana. While efforts are underway to bring these figures slightly below 60% by the end of the year, the pressure to manage debt more sustainably remains high. Moody's also notes that efficient revenue use, longer debt maturities, and reduced reliance on foreign currency borrowing are key to maintaining credit ratings and ensuring continued access to the capital market.
And that's how we cap off the news this morning. Of course, I just served you our business updates, but look forward to sports coming your way up next, right here on this network.